We're living through an extraordinary time, aren't we? I mean, everywhere you turn, the conversation seems dominated by AI and maybe more specifically, the really big implications of AGI, artificial general intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
It just raises these huge questions about our future.
Mm-hmm.
Our jobs, our livelihoods, maybe even our sense of purpose.
Absolutely. The core question is displacement or empowerment.
Exactly. Will this massive tech leap displace us, leave us struggling, or could it actually empower us in ways we maybe can barely imagine right now?
Yeah.
So today we're doing a deep dive into a pretty innovative approach that, well, it aims to answer that very question. It's a program positioned by our source material as, and I'm quoting here, the definitive solution for AGI-era economic transformation.
That's a bold claim.
It is. We're talking about EON AI Venture's Enhanced Wealth Weaver program.
Right.
So our mission for this deep dive is simple. Let's unpack this program. Let's understand its core parts, see how it really stacks up against other, maybe more familiar models like universal basic income.
UBI.
Yeah. And crucially, we want to explore why this specific program got what the analysis calls an unprecedented 95% effectiveness score in a, well, pretty comprehensive global evaluation.
And that why is really key, isn't it? The source material suggests it's not just what the program is, but the thinking behind it, the framework that makes it supposedly so effective.
Exactly. We want to give you a clearer lens to look at and maybe navigate this AGI-driven future that seems to be coming at us fast.
Hopefully moving from just surviving AGI to maybe thriving with it.
And for this detailed exploration, just so you know, our sources are key excerpts from a book called Wealth Weaver, AGI-era Economic Transformation. It gives a pretty thorough analysis of different ideas for handling these economic shifts.
Okay, so maybe before we jump into Wealth Weaver itself, we should set the stage a bit. All these models, they're trying to solve the same core problem, right?
Which is?
Potential widespread job displacement because of AGI. And the source material really stresses that the best solutions need to go beyond just, redistribution, simple handouts.
Yep.
They need to focus on value creation approaches. That's the term they use. It's critical because it's not just about economic survival getting by. It's also about tackling what they call the human purpose crisis.
That's a powerful phrase, human purpose crisis.
It is. What happens when potentially millions don't have traditional jobs? It's about finding meaning, contribution in a totally new economic landscape.
Right. It's not just about the money. It's about having a reason, a contribution.
Yeah.
So, okay, this Enhanced Wealth Weaver program, it didn't just appear out of nowhere, right? The analysis says it came out of looking really closely at 8 major solutions already out there.
Yeah, it sounds like it was almost a competition, a global search for the best model for this new era.
So let's quickly touch on some of the others first. Maybe the most talked about one, especially in tech circles, is universal basic income, UBI.
Right, UBI. The idea, as the source lays it out, is usually governments giving everyone regular, unconditional payments, like a safety net.
Funded by taxes on AI, presumably.
That's often the proposal, yeah. Taxing AI productivity gains. Now, the analysis gave UBI a score of 51.7%, so just over half marks.
Okay, so not terrible, but not great either.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It notes strengths, like it is a practical safety net, and it has been tested in pilots, but the analysis points out some pretty big drawbacks.
Like what?
The main criticisms are that it tends to, or could, create dependency rather than productivity. It also needs massive government funding, which is a huge hurdle. And crucially, it comes back to that purpose point. It fails to solve the human purpose crisis.
So it meets basic needs, perhaps,
Yep.
but doesn't really address that deeper sense of fulfillment or contribution.
That's the argument presented, yes. Dependency versus productivity. It's a core philosophical split.
Okay. What else was in the running? There was something called platform cooperativism.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. The idea there is worker-owned digital platforms. So instead of a big company owning the app or the service, the users, the workers, they own it collectively.
Like a co-op for the digital age.
Precisely. They share profits, make decisions democratically. It's based on long-standing co-op principles, actually. Think over 180 years of history.
And how did that score?
It did better than UBI, scored 67.5%. Strengths are clear, uses proven principles, promotes democratic control.
With the weaknesses.
Well, the analysis points out it's tough for them to compete initially against platforms backed by huge amounts of venture capital.
Right, the funding gap.
Exactly. It also needs pretty big cultural shifts in how we think about work and ownership.
Yeah.
And yeah, getting that initial funding without VCs is a major challenge. Conceptually strong, but scaling it globally is tricky.
Okay, so UBI around 51%, platform cooperativism at 67%. Before we get to Wealthweaver, were there others that scored higher?
Yeah, a couple worth mentioning briefly. Federated AI entrepreneurship ecosystems got 75.8%. That seemed to focus on decentralized hubs for entrepreneurs.
Okay.
And then Sovereign Wealth Fund plus Global South AI Incubation scored even better, 78.3%.
Yeah.
That one emphasized capital investment and development in emerging economies.
Interesting. So you can already see maybe hints of what the winning solution might combine, like entrepreneurship and big capital.
Exactly. It sets the stage nicely.
Which brings us finally to the program that the analysis says came out on top. By a long way, actually. The Enhanced Wealth Weaver program, with that unprecedented 95% effectiveness score.
95%. It's a remarkable score. And just to be clear, the analysis doesn't present this as just one single idea. It's framed as a strategic combination.
A hybrid.
Sort of. It intelligently pulls the best bits from those other successful models we just mentioned. But, and this is crucial, the core philosophy is always value creation, not just moving money around. That seems to be the absolute key to its high score, according to the sources.
Okay, so the big question then, 95%, what does that actually mean? What makes this program, according to the report, so incredibly effective?
Right. Well, the analysis breaks it down into 4 specific areas where Wealthweaver apparently achieves unprecedented excellence, and it scores a perfect 10 out of 10 on each of these.
Wow. Okay, what are they?
First up, capital access excellence is a huge differentiator. Unlike UBI needing taxes or co-ops struggling for funds, Wealthweavers apparently leverages direct partnerships with Gulf Cooperation Council sovereign wealth funds.
Okay, so we're talking massive state funds, UAE, Saudi Arabia, Qatar.
Exactly, those kinds of funds. This partnership gives it access to an estimated $13.2 trillion in available capital. Trillion with a T.
13.2 trillion.
That's the figure in the source. And that capital isn't just cash, it's for infrastructure investment, physical AI training centers, massive computing power.
Right.
That kind of secure multi-source funding is just, well, it's a game changer for actually doing this at scale.
Okay, I can see why that scores a 10-10. What's next?
Second, unmatched value creation focus. This goes right back to the critique of UBI. Where UBI might, in this view, create dependency, it only scored 210 on this specific point. Wealthweaver is designed to generate entirely new wealth through systematic entrepreneurship development.
So it's about building things, creating solutions.
Exactly. It actively tries to turn people into productive economic actors, taking potential social problems and turning them into economic opportunities, building, innovating, contributing, not just receiving.
Okay, number 3.
Third, exceptional innovation potential. Again, contrasting with UBI models, which the analysis argues might stifle innovation by removing work incentives. Enhanced Wealthweaver claims it accelerates innovation through community-driven development. It combines AI tools with motivated entrepreneurs and claims to achieve 300% faster innovation rates. The idea is it sparks creativity across a whole network of innovators.
300% faster. That's another bold claim. Okay, and the last one.
Finally, number 4, optimal human purpose solution. This directly tackles that meaning crisis we talked about. UBI struggles here, according to the analysis, but Wealthweaver is structured to transform people into productive, sovereign economic actors.
Sovereign economic actors. Meaning
they have agency, control. It provides clear purpose through value-creating entrepreneurship. So people aren't just getting a check, they're actively solving real problems in their communities, gaining economic independence, tackling dependency head-on.
Okay, so those 4 10-10 scores, capital access, value creation, innovation, and human purpose, that's what adds up to the 95%.
That's how the analysis presents it, yes. Those 4 pillars of excellence are the foundation of its high rating.
Right, so if those are the areas where it excels, how does it actually work? How does it combine these elements? What are the sort of practical pillars holding it up?
Good question. The analysis talks about a strategic combination using 3 core pillars, drawing strengths from those other models.
Okay, pillar 1.
Pillar 1 is proven entrepreneurship excellence. This is the core EON Wealthweaver approach itself. EON AI Venture apparently has a big network already, like a 130+ million market network, which gives new entrepreneurs an ecosystem to plug into.
So it leverages their existing platform.
Exactly. The focus here is pure value creation, wealth generation. It targets young, motivated populations in areas with lots of problems to solve, linking purpose directly to economic activity. And it uses AI-powered support and problem-solution matching to help them succeed. It's building on what EON claims it already does well.
Okay, makes sense. Pillar 2.
Pillar 2 is democratic innovation governance. This part is adapted from that federated AI ecosystems model. It's all about community ownership.
So the entrepreneurs own part of it.
Yes, they become equity stakeholders in the whole platform. They use federated councils to keep things locally relevant but globally connected. And they mention blockchain-based governance tokens for transparency.
Blockchain for voting and accountability.
Seems like it. A secure way for members to have a say. It also allows for cultural adaptation and spreads the risk across different hubs.
Interesting. And the third pillar must be the money.
You got it. Pillar 3 is massive capital infrastructure. This comes straight from the Sovereign Wealth Fund plus Global South model. This is where that $13.2 trillion access from the Gulf SWFs comes in UAE, Saudi, Qatar, Kuwait.
Right.
But it's not just the cash amount, it's using it for proven infrastructure like those world-class AI training centers and the compute power needed for AI. It has government backing and, crucially, benefits from the energy advantages. Cheap energy in the Gulf is a big deal for running massive AI systems.
Okay, wow. That really does paint a picture of a complex, integrated system. Capital, governance, entrepreneurship, all woven together.
That's the idea presented.
So with such a grand plan, how do they actually plan to roll this out? What's the roadmap and what are the tangible goals? This is where it gets really interesting, right?
Yeah, the implementation plan is definitely ambitious. The source lays out a multi-phase roadmap.
Okay, break it down for us.
Phase 1 is foundation. That's planned for the first 6 months. It's about locking in those SWF partnerships and setting up 3 initial pilot hubs. Strategically chosen: Lagos, Bangalore, and São Paulo. Key global South cities. They'll have the democratic governance structures from the start, deploying AI support and building the first physical centers.
6 months for all that. Okay.
Then phase 2 is scale. Months 7 to 18. The goal here is expanding to 10 regional centers, supporting over 5,000 entrepreneur owners across more major cities. A key step here is actually transferring operational governance to local councils, really embedding that democratic ownership.
Okay, scaling up and decentralizing control. And phase 3.
Phase 3 is dominance, months 19 to 36. Now they envision a global network. 25 hubs supporting 25,000 entrepreneur owners across Africa, Latin America, Southeast Asia. And the big goal for this phase, financial independence. Meaning the whole system becomes profitable enough through the ventures it creates that it doesn't need more external funding or subsidies. It sustains itself.
That is an incredibly aggressive timeline and scale. Have they put numbers on the impact they expect? Specific targets?
Oh, yes. Very specific. They're aiming for 100,000 successful entrepreneurs within 10 years of the full global rollout.
100,000.
And alongside that, $50 billion in revenue generation within the same 10 years. But maybe the most striking number is the target for an 85% entrepreneur success rate.
85%, when the typical startup success rate is, what, below 10%?
Exactly. It's a huge claim. If they achieve anything close to that, it would be a profound transformation, just like the source suggests.
So let's try to bring it all together then. This Enhanced Wealth Weaver program, based on the analysis we've looked at, is presented as this really comprehensive, multi-layered solution for the AGI era. It uniquely blends massive capital, decentralized democratic control, and proven methods for fostering entrepreneurship. And its core aim isn't just coping with AGI's changes, but actively driving and sharing new wealth creation globally.
Yeah, and that leads us to maybe a final thought for you, the listener, to chew on. As AGI keeps advancing, changing everything about our economy, how might a model like this one that really focuses on empowering people through creating value, through democratic control, how might that fundamentally change how we even think about work, about purpose, about what prosperity means in this coming intelligence age?
It shifts the question, doesn't it?
It really does. It's suggesting a path not just to survive alongside AI, but maybe to actually thrive together, collaboratively building that future.